Microsoft has released a number of different versions of SQL Server 2005. And so let's talk about those different editions, if you will, of SQL Server so that you know kind of what you're looking at when you see these things listed out there. And a lot of the third-party documentation that you read, you'll see references to these various editions. First up, the Enterprise Edition. This is the granddaddy of them all. This provides large-scale enterprise-level application functionality. Now, this is by far the most expensive. It has the most functionality. You can get this in both 32 and 64-bit versions. If you want some information about 64-bit versions, go out to Microsoft's website. That's www.microsoft.com/SQL, and you can see some pretty exciting things about 64-bit SQL Server processing. Now, what do you get with Enterprise? You get clustering capabilities, database mirroring capabilities, snapshot database functionalities, distributed partition views. We won't deal with all these things in this course, but just know that this one gives you everything you need, trust me. There's a whole lot more stuff involved in Enterprise. The version that you're seeing in this course, by the way, just for your information, is Enterprise, although we certainly won't take it to its limit in this course. Now, the Standard Edition that you will see a lot of people use out there is designed for the workgroup departmental level applications. And this falls into a lot of the small to mid-sized companies that are out there. This is also available in 32 and 64-bit functionality. And you do lose a little functionality from Standard to Enterprise, but it's not too terribly difficult to determine what those are. Again, go out to Microsoft's website. There's an Express Edition, and this has gotten a lot of interesting reaction in the marketplace. A lot of people like this. This is similar to the earlier MSDE products, if you remember those. This is 32-bit only, but it allows you to provide disconnected clients or standalone applications the ability to have a database local to their particular application. And again, just like you had with the MSDE earlier, this is what Express does. It puts it out there. You have full functionalities to the database to input, update, modify data, and so forth, select data. But this exists in a separate environment from your normal SQL Server 2005 database installation. So if you find yourself in need of that, that's where you need to go. There's also a mobile edition to SQL Server 2005, and this is a more compact database, a little bit less functionality, more limited functionality, I should say. But here's the big thing. Notice this thing is designed to behave and replicate with SQL 2000 and SQL 2005. Now, in an earlier video in this course, I talked about the various versions and the history of SQL Server. And this is one of those instances where if you're prior to SQL 2000, if you're in a situation where you're using SQL 7.0 or 6.5, then to be able to manipulate that data easily and more successfully in a mobile environment, of course we're talking iPads, those sorts of things, smart devices, you're going to need to be running at least SQL 2000 on all of your versions to be able to easily replicate this information back and forth between those mobile devices and your standard SQL database. Now, this provides enterprise data management for smart devices, and of course, these are all the rage now. Everybody has some sort of wireless device that they're using, and this allows you to replicate parts of your database to that wireless device, and a ton of opportunities there. Now, the one that you may see if you're in IT working with SQL Server, especially as a programmer, is a Developer Edition. Now, this is basically Enterprise Edition with a little twist on the legal side, on the licensing. This is licensed as a development and test platform only. It's kind of interesting. You can upgrade that to Enterprise Edition, but obviously what the determining factor on all of these editions is going to be cost and functionality. So you'll have to determine what functionalities you need and what you can afford to pay for those functionalities. But you will see these various editions out there, and I just wanted to give you a real quick run through and let you know what's available and what you have to choose from out there in the marketplace when it comes time to install SQL Server.